Oi, pessoal, Alexia aqui. Bem-vindos ao Inglês Nu E Cru. E, mais uma vez, estou aqui para falar sobre a parceria que nós temos com italki. italki é a maior plataforma de aprendizado de línguas online. E, junto com o Inglês Nu E Cru, resolvemos te dar uma aula. Então, é muito simples, é só vocês clicarem no link abaixo ou colocarem Inglês Nu E Cru em letras maiúsculas para terem uma aula de graça. É muito bom, os preços são muito bons e vocês podem ter aulas de qualquer língua com nativos. É isso, Inglês Nu E Cru e italki para vocês.
Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês Nu E Cru Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hey, Alexia, how are you? What's happening?
Hi, Foster. I'm fine. We are in Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
Yes.
So you want to try that one more time? Where are we?
Myrtle Beach.
Okay. For some reason, Alexia always has problems with this beach. It's just
Beach.
in your head. Beach should be the easy sound for you.
Yes,
It's just
that's true.
beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. And technically, I would say this is a flap T. So we have 3 different T sounds in English. And I'm normally not saying Myrtle Beach. I say Myrtle Beach.
Yes, I tried to do that today with my French teacher and he understood Murder Beach.
Yeah. There's some crime here as well. Anyway, Alexia, today we are talking about something completely different. We are going to talk about a book and productive habits.
Nice.
How does that sound?
Everyone needs that.
I sure as hell need that.
Sure as hell that I need that.
Yeah. Do you understand that when I say sure as hell?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In general, you can add as hell to most phrases, and it just makes
Hell
it more
yeah.
intense,
I'd be
right? Like, that was fun as hell. It's a little, probably not a phrase you should use with your boss, but with your friends, probably fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the topic of today. We are talking about the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Which in Portuguese would be Sete Hábitos das pessoas altamente eficazes.
Yes. Have you heard of this book? Do you know this book?
No.
Yeah. So I resisted reading this book for a long time just because I kind of am not a big fan of like the self-help, personal development stuff. Even though I read a lot of it, normally I want it to be a little bit more like mindful or something. And this just sounds very in your face, like 7 habits to make you a better executive or something. But it's actually a pretty old book. It was released in 1989.
The year that we were born.
Yes, the year of our birth, by a guy named Stephen Covey or Stephen Covey. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but it has become an international bestseller, millions and millions of copies, translated into 30, 40 languages. So a very important book.
Cool.
So today, Alexia, I just wanted to give you a summary of my notes on the book and talk about the 7 habits and how they relate to our lives and hopefully to learning English at the same time.
Nice.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
So I'm going to read a habit and I just want you to give me your first impression. All right?
All right.
All right, let's do it. Habit number 1. Alexia?
I have to read it. Sorry.
No. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Aw. You are so spoiled.
The first habit, be proactive and take control of your fate. So, first impressions. Do you understand everything? Do you understand the words? Do you understand the word fate?
Yes, like your own destino.
Yeah, fate is a synonym for destiny. right?
Yes. So be proactive and take control of your own fate. I mean, only you can make your fate become a reality.
Yeah, more or less. So, can I just give you two suggestions real quick, Alexia?
Uh-huh.
So, first, own. You always have a problem with this word. You almost say on. You really have to have the O sound, that long moving vowel. Own.
Own.
Better, better. We will continue working on that every day for the rest of our relationship. And also the word control, that final N, the final L sound, excuse me.
The good thing about this is that we have a podcast in Portuguese, and I can do the same thing with you.
Yeah. Okay, so can you say the word control for me?
Control.
Better, yeah. Just make sure to articulate that final L, control.
Control.
Yeah. So, really, the point that I understood he was trying to make with the first habit of being proactive and taking control of your fate, of your life, is most people are very reactive. So, something happens, something bad happens, it's raining outside, and you think, ah, shit, today's going to be a bad day, right? And you're reacting to things. And he is saying that extremely highly effective people are not reactive, they are proactive.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I agree
mean,
with that too.
even we all have bad days, that's for sure. But the way that you react to the bad days, it makes you a better person and makes you see the good things about your life.
Exactly. And you can control that.
Yeah.
Yeah. An example of something very reactive might be like, that wasn't my fault. Or I was going to study English, but then I had to pick up my kids from school or something. And it's kind of when you're giving excuses, you're being very reactive. Can you think of some other examples of what a more proactive mentality would be?
Yes. To find a solution to a problem. So imagine that you are living in a place that you don't have contact with your friends or anything like this, and you're feeling very lonely and you don't know the language that much. So I would look for a class of something that interests me.
Mm-hmm.
That interests me.
Yeah, interest.
Interest me.
So this is a cool little linguistic point. So technically, the word interest is spelled interest,
Mhm.
but Americans, I'm not sure about British people, but us Americans, we are very lazy. And a lot of times when we have an unstressed syllable in the middle of the word, we just eat that sound and I just say interest,
Interest.
just like Pinterest,
Okay.
if that makes it easier for
Yes.
Alexia.
So would be a solution. So we're not staying at home looking at the TV.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's really just, it's something you can apply to all of your life. Things are going to happen. We have a saying, kind of an idiomatic expression in English, not a very nice one, but shit happens,
Okay.
and shit will always happen. Bad things will always happen, and you will have to react to those. But you can't let that take over your life. You have to be proactive about the things you want. So I think a great example, just like you said, it's thinking about a solution to a problem. So if you're learning English, you have to take control of that and say, okay, in the morning, I'm going to wake up 30 minutes earlier and listen to Inglês Nu E Cru rádio. I'm going to laugh at Alexia. I'm going to think, nossa, Fausto é muito chato. And I'm going to be proactive about it. I'm going to get what I want.
Or just like people who are very shy to speak English to the others. Like, no, stop that. You were born to speak other languages. You just have to start talking. Once you start talking, you'll be fine.
Yeah. We talk a lot about confidence and stuff on this show. So if you need other resources, how to overcome shyness, we have a lot of tips for you in other episodes as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexia, let's go to habit number 2. Habit number 2, can I get a drum roll, please? Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. This is probably my favorite. Tell me your first impressions.
I like it. I love it.
I want some more of it.
I,
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
it's the way I work and I live my life most of the days. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
Man, you must be a highly effective person.
I'm not, but I'm trying.
I agree with this, but I never do it.
No, I have some objectives,
Objectives.
I
would say goals.
goals. Like, for instance, today, I have to finish the blog post. So I know that I have to finish the blog post and I will work with this the whole day to get this done.
Yeah.
More or less like this.
Yeah. So he explained this in a very interesting way in the book that any decision you make in life, anything you do in life, really has two parts. First, it has the part where you have the idea that you want to do that, and then it has the execution that you actually do that. So if you just start doing something and you don't know why you're doing it and you don't know how you're doing it, it's probably not going to work out that well.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. You should do only things that you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like not you're gonna learn how to do it, but things that you know that there is a propósito. How do I say that?
There's a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily that you need to know how to do it. You need to know why you want to do it. And yeah, just what your motivations are.
Yeah, just like I am learning English because
Yeah. Can you answer that question for me?
yes, because I want to communicate perfectly with your family, with you, with your friends, with your country. So
Excellent.
this is my main reason.
Excellent. So he said something extremely interesting in the book that the more precise, the more clearly that you can visualize and have an image in your head of what the end goal, of what your primary objective is, the more likely, the better the probability of you achieving that goal actually is. So I always recommend to my students, like imagine what you want to do with your English and think of the most precise situation possible.
Like in a bar with 5 other Americans and you want to communicate perfectly with them. That's it. It's a very precise
Yeah,
thing.
it totally depends on the person.
Yeah.
But for example, I teach a lot of medical students and doctors. I know that a lot of them, they want to be in a hospital in the US. They want to be in the emergency room, and language is not an issue at all. No one is judging them because they're English. They're speaking with confidence. They can visualize that perfectly. And when they have that visualization, when they have that image in their head, that really gives them a lot of motivation and it's easier to achieve it when you have that precision. Does that make
Nice.
sense?
Yes.
So I think we should do one more habit
Yes.
and then we'll keep the other ones for tomorrow. So, habit number 3. Habit number 3, put first things first.
Yeah, to priorizar.
Yeah. Do you know that word in English?
Prioritize.
Yeah. Prioritize.
It's so hard, prioritize.
Yeah. That's one of those words with a lot of R's that you can kind of don't really have to pronounce all the R's. You don't have to say prioritize.
Prioritize.
You can say prioritize.
Prioritize.
Yeah. Or you can just say, think about what is most important. Yeah.
Yes.
So, what are your first impressions about this when he says, put first things first?
It has a lot with the second habit. I think that one depends on the other.
Yes. Okay. Do you want to explain more?
Again, with the same example with the blog post, right? I know that I have to get this done by the end of the day, and I will prioritize this and not start another project because I know that I have to get this done. It's a very, very easy example, but I think that people can understand, like, prioritize what's more important for you.
Yeah. So, really, the way he explained this in the book is everything that you do in your life has a certain amount of importance to you, right?
Yeah.
So, you have your family, you have your job, you have your activities that you do for fun, you have your friends, and these things are more or less important to you. And you have to decide today or this week or this month or this year what is most important to me. And that should be first. Put that first. So if we put it in the example of language, if you really want to improve your English, if you don't prioritize it, then it will never happen.
So, what people should do about it?
What should people do about it?
What should people do about it?
Yes. Very common mistake from Alexia is you want to have the question word, then a verb, then the subject.
I do it pretty great with like did and do, but when it comes to should, I always make this mistake.
Yeah.
So I should prioritize this.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. Good save. So what people should do about it is if you think about it and you decide, okay, English is super important for me, for my life, for my job, whatever your motivation is, if you make the decision that English is a priority, then you have to find a way to make that maybe not the most important thing. Like, we're not talking about your family or something, but where you're going to do that every day. So maybe that means you have to wake up a little bit earlier. Maybe that means after work every day, when you're returning from work, you listen to podcasts and train English. Maybe instead of listening to music, every time you go to the gym or exercise, you're studying English. And it's just making it non-negotiable.
Yeah, make things happen.
Exactly. Because really, if you think about like time management, everyone says, I don't have enough time to do this. Like maybe I'll do 5 minutes of Duolingo after my lunch break.
It doesn't, no, this is not happening. Forget about Duolingo. We don't like it.
Yeah. But the problem with most time management things are maybe they will save you a little bit of time, but they're not going to transform your life and really take you to the next level in the way that if you put English first, then things are going to change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. I think that is enough for today. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Inglês Nu E Cru Rádio. If you like what we do, if you want to support the show, please check out inglesnuecru.com. At inglesnuecru.com, you can find everything from the worksheets for these episodes to learn all of the best pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, real English, the way we speak it on the streets. You can also do personalized private coaching sessions with me in our pronunciation course. Sounds cool. Most importantly, keep up the good fight and lose well. Até já já.